Yo, shout outs. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome. It's dream time, and we're going to be working on our game. That's right. We're making a game, which you may have seen on the channel. It's something we're doing for devtober. So we've got the month of October to work on this project. And it's pretty casual. I don't think you don't have to fully finish a whole game in the month. You can do what you like, but I set myself the goal, as it's my first game, to try and make a game. So yeah, we want to get it finished, and at the moment the menus are looking kind of basic. I'll just show you quickly what the game is actually looking like at the moment. Maybe shout out to Ants and Z-Man. Welcome. So this is our main menu at the moment. It's pretty basic. We can switch between keyboard and mouse and controller. We can quit and we can start. So it's pretty basic. So our main menu screen is a first priority. And then the game itself looks fine, really. But the pause screen, I mean, maybe the pause screen is fine. I just need to stylize these buttons a little bit better, I think, is a key factor. But yeah. There's a few other screens that we need to work on today as well. For example, when we finish this first wave, you'll be able to see it. And I have made some balancing tweaks and stuff to the build today as well, so the game is running slightly differently to how it ever has in the past. And looking quite good. Just the knockback just then didn't seem great.
Cool.
But there we go, so look. This sort of upgrades menu here looks very basic, really. Could do with a lot of improvements, I think. So yeah, there's this screen that we want to make look pretty as well. And then, last but not least, if we were to die,
Game over.
We might want a slightly prettier looking game over screen as well. So that's the plan for today, to make some pixel art to pretty up some of those screens, right? So here's the game. Just looking pretty good. I mean, well, this is like just some of the. I was just working on the pause menu because it wasn't behaving properly, but it is now. But yeah, the game is, well, it's a game. That's interesting. I can't scroll left and right. I guess because there's not enough stuff. It deems that I've got enough space, I guess. I don't know. Weird, isn't it? We need some dad sax and also some shop music. Oh god, we've got these spammy people back. How do we get rid? I can't remember. It's been a while since I had to do this. I'll just remove. Put them on a timeout and then that looks like it did it, I guess. I hope so. Right, anyway, classic little spammy bots raiding the stream. Yeah, so dad sax we're not going to get in time because my dad's away at the moment. So if we were to add some sax that my dad plays on the track, that would be yeah, that would have to be after October, by which point I'm going to have released it anyway. And also we're not making any new music as well. Like I said on the stream when we made the music, we've got two tracks. We've got menus and we've got in-game, and we're just fading between the two. So I don't think we're going to be making any more music for the game. We've kind of done all of that bit now. So yeah, we're just focused today on art and a sprite. So let's jump straight in. So the width is 320 pixels and the height is 180. I guess we'll take a transparent background. I think that's fine. Yeah, and square pixels, of course. Cool. So here's our canvas, whatever you want to call it. I don't necessarily think we need a larger zoomed in preview. I'll just hide that for now. I wonder, can we zoom in more? Have more control over the zoom. Like 150. No, we can't. It has to be. Yeah, I guess it has to be that. Well, at 200%, can I just about squeeze onto the screen? There we go, can. And we can still have a little bit of room for our animation pane at the bottom there. So that's cool. So if you're just joining us, do drop a like on the stream. That helps massively. And the color scheme we've been using for the game, which we're going to continue to use, is the NES. It's the original NES color scheme was what I decided to go with. Or the color palette, I should say. It's limited enough, but also with quite a lot of options in there. I wanted to pick something quite limited. Anyway, so that's cool. So we've got that. And so I guess we should open some of the files here. Verf, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So I want to find the player. Did I just call it Baby? Baby Big. I don't know what Baby Big means, but let's go for it. Oh, I see. Oh, this is just a PNG. Okay. That might actually be kind of useful. Actually, no, that's way too big, isn't it? I think I just made that for a thumbnail, for a video thumbnail, I think. So what we really want is probably just the A-sprite file. And you can see we've got all of the various animation frames down here. But the thing we're most interested in is just grabbing this guy, copying it and throwing it into here. Huh, weird that it gave us that frame. Why would it give us that frame? I find that hard to understand. I thought we copied that frame. Oh no, look, it's set to run left, but it's hidden. Oh, I see. Okay, so what we actually want is to copy run down like that, probably. Perfect. Now what I'm wondering if we can easily do, which I'm sure we can, is like just double this guy up a few times. Those don't look like exact pixels. Those do. Yeah, that looks good. And that looks about a good size as well for the baby on the main screen. Oh yeah, we need to think of a name for the game as well. We got to do that now, because if this is going to be our main menu screen, we definitely need a name for the game. Let's duplicate this layer. Let's call this one guide. And the one on top can be called baby. In fact, let's call it guide baby. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, opacity, that's perfect. So now if we hide, yeah, okay, this is great. This is good. This is what we want. Okay, so then if we just hide that, so it's got its opacity right down now. So we can take this layer here and just delete everything and then show that one. And now we're going to basically make a higher res version of this baby picture for our menu screen. So we'll start with that. Seems as good a place as any to start. Let's start with some of the really simple features here. So like the eyes, for example, we could put quite a bit more detail into the eyes. Maybe making the pupils like that sort of shape. Still slightly cross-eyed, but not as cross-eyed as they once were. And the idea basically is we can see exactly what the old picture used to look like, and we can just make it look a little fancier, right? So we probably want a circle for the mouth instead of a square, seeing as we've got more pixels to deal with. I guess the best circle is that one. I mean, does that look like a circle? Should do. So we can just hide the guide and be like, cool, yeah, that already feels like a vibe. Let's get the rest of the eyes done. Now, actually, the eyes maybe shouldn't be square, but maybe they could be like a cuter shape, like, yeah, something like that. The eraser is E. And the pen is B. Okay, yeah, so I have my hands over E and B, that works. Okay, very nice. Yeah, I think that could look kind of cute. Maybe we'll take the corners off the bottom as well. But for now, I'm thinking that's good to go. Having the kind of like straight lines at the bottom of the eye, but then the curving at the top might be a bit more characterful. Yeah, why not? The hard bit is going to be drawing the actual shapes, obviously, like the circle and for the, for the head and everything. But I guess we kind of have to get the outline going now. Those details are probably the easy part. But actually getting some proper outlines going is going to be hard. I think we need to make a decision about where... Actually, no, I guess no, we want to curve through each section, don't we? So, okay, so maybe this is actually easier than I thought. Like, for example, any situation where it's a single pixel like that should just be like that, right? Maybe not, because then we're going to end up with quite robotic looking. It's not going to look curved. It's going to look very robotic if we've got just an absolute diagonal. Yeah, I'm not convinced about that suddenly. You think the bottom corners are good? Safe. Okay, cool. I think we're going to get rid of what I did just then, though. And like maybe go like this across there. Because then we have the opportunity to put in a 2 like that. I don't know if that just makes things more curvy and looks a bit nicer. We've got ears here. That's cool. And obviously anything we do in here, we can reflect, right? So that's kind of to our advantage. I'm actually thinking, let's bring these down a bit more and then start curving across. Totally kind of making this up as I go along. Do the same sort of thing as we did up at the top. And just hope this shape works. And anywhere where it looks unnatural, we'll just tweak. So yeah, the kind of straight lines that we're using maybe aren't going to be the smoothest of curves. That might be the problem. I think I might. I might just go for 4 there. And then at 8 here, because then this would end up being a 4 like that. I think that probably would be quite nice. Nice one, PC man. Take care. And then I guess chin on the bottom is probably a similar vibe, like 4. And then 8. No, probably not. We want to do something else like 3 and 3. Let's get the eraser out. Okay, so I hide the one behind. Hey, that doesn't look half bad at all. It looks a little bit weird around the ear, a little bit alien on the ear. It does look a little bit alien-y on the ear. Like that straight line there isn't particularly nice. So I think we could probably bring the curvature of the head in a bit more. Yeah, I don't really like that. That doesn't look too hot. Yeah, I think just like that. The ears are quite a lot bigger now than they did on the actual character. I guess maybe it's this bit here that's the problem. Yeah, so let's move the ear back. I've just got the wrong color out. Yes. And then just take away all the unused bits. And then yeah, come down here and kind of sort out this curve a bit more. So that it comes and feels like it meets the head a little bit more head on, as it were. I'm not sure. The problem is it doesn't. Okay, now I think this is okay. I think if we go up like that and then down a few there, that's starting to look pretty good to me. Daniel, welcome. How you doing? Shout outs. Is that Megamind? Don't know, it's just the baby. It's the baby in our game. I don't know. I don't know much more than that. So I guess what we want to do, if this is possible, just like copy this, paste it, and then like flip it. Horizontally, and connect that on. Very good. And then just erase the reflection of the mouth, which we don't need. I think that looks like an accurate representation of the same character. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And I think this was the skin color. Yep. And we just use the occasional, actually not would be good as a reference. Oh yeah, we've got it here. Yeah, we can just look at this for like reference of it without the transparency. In fact, we just copy that and paste it in again over here. Oh yeah, I guess we don't want it on that channel. We want it on this channel. So it can just sit there. Cool. Now we can easily see the shading that we're referencing and things like that. So that should work. I wonder if we should just smoothen out the corners of the eyes just a fraction. Yeah, I like that. The thing that's tricky is all the little bits of shading just might not necessarily. We're going to have to kind of reinvent pretty much everything we've done here. An hour of sprites, oh baby. So like a little bit of smoothing things around the edges here. Because we don't have a huge amount of colors, we can't do like massive amounts of shading without it looking quite blocky. But just smoothing the edges surely be a good idea. I don't think I want to do much more than that. I suppose also all this shading that I'm doing now around the edges, I could just be mirroring. I should probably just work on one half of the face. Probably this right hand side because it's got the mouth on it. So it's saying it's 400 times, but I think I can do a bit of maths here. Blowing it up by 4 times is exactly what I'm doing, isn't it? To fit it onto a 32, to fit it onto a normal screen. Actually, no, that feels like that might be a bit bigger than what we're actually doing to it. Feels like that might be more of the size it's going to actually appear on the screen. I'm confused. Whatever. I guess we don't want to overthink this too much. Just need to get on with it and do it because we've got a lot to do. Does make him look a little bit worried, a little bit concerned, which was the whole kind of aim of those little bits of shading around there anyway. I mean, the question is, do we want to thicken it right up? Like, there's one thing we could try, right, is to make this actually all a lot you know, the shading here a lot thicker, like it properly like covers the edges. That might actually work, you know, in this case. I don't know. I think the way we did it the first time better. Just subtle and around the edges, still keeping the kind of theme of like big block colors. We'll just undo all of that. Yeah, I think that's better personally, and it also means we have to worry less about doing more and more shading, because we can just say, look, this is it, it's done. I wonder, do we want to maybe add? Yeah, that looks good. Makes it a bit more of a circle. It looks like the Roblox face. Does it? I don't know Roblox at all. Never played it. I think it was better just with one pixel in the corner on those ears. Yep. A little bit down the side. That looks good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just come all the way down here. Just the same as what we did over the top. Basically, it's just softening the edge ever so slightly. But basically, yeah, we kind of expanded them a bit at the bottom, or the top rather. So that would be like, I'll leave that one as 1, that one as 2, and then that one as 3. No, it should just be 2. 3, and then 1. Unless I did 2 there. 1, 1, and then just 1 all the way. I think that's fine, to be honest. Like, yeah, I think the big solid colours is what we need to stick to. Make the ears holes. Yeah, that's true. We should put some little holes into the ears. That is a good point. That's a good shape, but like in the wrong place. Would be better. 1 over, I think. Yeah, that's cool. The other thing we could experiment with here is actually bringing that down a bit. Yeah, I think that's a better shape than up here. So, okay, let's see how good my A-Sprite chops are here. If I just grab that, copy, paste it, flip it, and I can just sort of line it back up. Sweet. Yeah, cool. There's something still a little bit robotic about I think the curve across the top of the head is okay. Maybe just this bit isn't. It's like it needs to I wonder if that can just be helped by just making that look thicker. That doesn't really help it. Yeah, so I mean, maybe it should be like that. Makes it look bumpy. I'm just gonna leave it. I think it's fine. It's fine. There's something about the way I've kind of used maybe slightly lines that are slightly too straight, and you can just feel it. But I think it's fine. We're gonna have to just go with it. So let's just go with it. Let's move this guy down because we're going to start working on the body. Just go straight for a diagonal here. And smoothing it out a bit. It's quite basic because, like, obviously when it's zoomed out, it looks like a hand, but like now it just looks like a sort of a flipper. Anyway, whatever. We can add some like finger details in, or a thumb maybe. Actually, that's probably a good idea. Why don't we just do that right away? That looks a lot more like a hand already. And yeah, we could add finger details. I think that's cool. Yeah, fine. I'm happy with that. Actually, maybe we should make this a slightly different shape. Because I'd rather it curve down a bit more. So the hand looked like it expanded out. So like, keep that going and then do like something like that. I think that's a lot better. We could maybe make it a bit softer. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with it. And then three something. Put all the rest in there. And then I just want the feet to feel quite flat along the bottom, right? Same goes for the bottom of the nappy, I guess. Oops. We've gone beyond the halfway point now, so we're wasting time. So we should just carry on just getting this nappy going. maybe coming down too low. Let's see. I mean, let's just. Well, the annoying thing is we can't easily flip it because the mouth is going to get in the way. This is where it should maybe be on a separate layer. The bottom bit, I guess. It's probably the correct way of doing this. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So then if we just drag from here, we just get most of it. And then flip it and put it in. And then I guess we're just making this shape. So it's like 1, 2, 3 by the looks of things, and then 2. I guess if we put the thing underneath, it's gonna be easier to see. Yeah, we can use it as reference. And then it's just a diagonal. Baby looks very chunky, so definitely these shapes aren't working. The nappy should be the chunky part, and the baby's body should be the skinny part. So I think these should come up. Got that. Get rid of those. And then make the nappy bulge outwards around the edges instead. Like that. Yep, that looks better on the edges there. This nappy looks like completely robotic, so why don't we just go like that, or even make it go up in the middle. Maybe going up in the middle isn't the right idea, but definitely. It's quite ridiculous looking, isn't it? So I used a couple of shades, right? I think this is cool. He says, having no idea. Yeah, fine. Cool. Next. Belly button. How do I change it to order they're in? There we go. Cool. So yeah, now I can put the guide over the top of my original image, which I think is better. And yeah, we just want to get this guy and oh, baby, just go like. I guess we could actually center it, which would make more sense. The belly button should really be in the center, right? Okay. Yeah, no. Want something that looks more. Yeah, what do I want to do? I want to do like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, we just need to add a little bit of light shading to the arms and stuff as well, and the legs. So the legs we just shaded on the inside. That's kind of interesting because that'd be where the darker parts would be. So I guess that does make sense. Probably on the inside of where the nappy meets the leg. That whole bit should be shaded like that as well. To give the impression that the nappy is actually on top of the leg, right? What if we just get rid of those though? Yeah, that adds more variety, I guess. I've realised how crazily bad the shape of the legs actually is. How little they look like human legs. The way they curve round, it's just not at all what a human being looks like. So, okay, let's start again on those then. I'm thinking maybe even just better to just get rid of that edge altogether. That already just looks so much better. Just creates a lot less kind of bulging outwards. There's still a lot of bulging outwards though. So I think like, why don't we go with that? Just straight. Okay, so that looks like a proper clump, but we can put a little shader on a shade of something. So maybe just curve out the corner just a little bit more. And then do something that makes it look like the foot's pointing forwards, right? So like... yeah, we're going to go with it. Do you know why? Because I don't think I'm going to do much better. I just want something that's better than a completely plain screen. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not an expert with this stuff. I'm happy to admit that. But I think we can do better than what we have. That's all I'm kind of after. Yeah, that's fine, to be honest. Like, let's put a tiny bit of shading down the side as well of like the outside edge of the leg. And in the corner there. Yep. I think that's fine. What am I doing? Like switching colours with my mouse wheel by accident. Does look quite alien-y. The ears are so small and high up on the head. Like the caricature like works really well with small pixels. With big ones, it's just like, whoa, this guy looks weird. So this is a good learning curve. Maybe this is the wrong way of doing it altogether, and the better way of doing it would be to just blow up the pixels and make the pixels really large on the main menu screen. I don't know. I'm gonna persevere with this, and if it looks weird, then that can be a quirk of the game, you know. Also, I'm not convinced that this should – 'curve outwards, actually. I think it's quite strange looking. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a curve. 'Cause I think if we do this, then that looks like a bit of a Probably just nicer. Just go straight. Yeah, because we can add the shading here is going to be the thing that's going to make it feel like it dips in anyway. So just like that. It's fine by me. I think I've gone too far with that one. There we go. That'll do. And then again, although, no, hold on a second now. Because we want the belly to feel like it's... Yeah, I think what we should do is we should do these. Yeah, just those three. And then maybe we should actually add a little bit more thickness to the shading underneath here. Because the idea should really be, right, that the belly is actually hanging over. So actually maybe I should leave those corners as they were. That's as they were. But then when it gets to like here, that all lines up. Just think when we zoom out now, it's going to make it look like the belly is hanging over the nappy, right? Which is, I think, what we want. Yeah, we could actually make it too thick for longer, I think. Something like that. What's weird is that it should probably go beyond. It's starting to just get too crazy though, isn't it? It's starting to get too thick. I think it might just be better to just do it like every single pixel like that, but just like that. It does definitely give the impression that the belly's like hanging over the top, so I think that's good. I think that is fine. Now we did put some shading on the arms, and we want to do something with the hands as well. So we can make the like thumbs more pronounced with a... that doesn't... Wait, hold on, think about which angle. No, I guess that does work. Yeah, I guess that is how we want the thumbs. Oops, and then... Yeah, like that softens the blow, that's good. And then we sort of want to like, yeah, just put in a couple of fingers wherever we kind of see fit. That actually looks great. I'm going to just go with that. Let's not overthink things. Although maybe we should slightly overthink things here. Maybe they go better coming off of edges. Something looked quite wrong about that. Is it those two? Yeah, that's a winner. That'll do. And do bear in mind, I don't claim to be an expert here in the slightest. So we're really going off intuition here, you know? But yeah, cool. Let's just call it good. That's the baby. Oh, no, wait. There's a bit more shading to add, isn't there, under here? Could we just add those shoulder shades? I'm good with that. Yeah, let's just go with it. Let's call it good. So we can delete the guide baby layer altogether. We've got our baby layer, that's very good. And we can delete the little dude. Now, so there's other assets from the game that we could blow up, but I'm actually thinking to keep it simple, what might be more sensible. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So we need to start thinking more about the layout of the whole thing, and actually we need to name this game. I think that's a crucial a crucial part of making a title screen for a game, isn't it? Is knowing what the game is called. Not sure. I'm gonna run and get a glass of water actually. So I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay. Well, this is a good start. Like, to have the kind of slightly higher res version of the main character for the main menu screen seems like a very good place to start, to be honest. And I think it looks good. It definitely looks weird, but like it looks like it's in keeping with the style of the game. Block colors, very slight shading around the edges, so it doesn't feel completely flat, but still very cartoony, very stylized. I know I'm not like amazing at this stuff, right? But it's like, it's okay. And like, I can deal with okay. So, yeah, how do we want to lay out our main menu screen? I'm thinking we want the backdrop that we have anyway, like we want the floor, so we can do that. And maybe we could put the carpet in the background. So we could do we could use the tile sets that we use anyway for the level to create the backdrop in Godot. Might be a better way of doing it. So now part of me is thinking I should just export this as an asset on its own that I can place into scenes. But we definitely need to think of a name. We need the game needs to have a name, right? So the concept is that we're fighting vegetables. We're a baby. We're having a nightmare. The vegetables are trying to eat us. Maybe just keeping it really simple. And calling it like the veggies are coming to eat you. The veggies... I think veggies is the most universal word to use to describe the enemies. The other words, like if we just say veg, don't know if it's as clear as veggies, and also veggies has a kind of kiddish kind of vibe to it. Deadly vegly. Deadly. I am vegined. Because I suppose the other element to the main screen, like if this is our main menu, we can put this guy down in the corner. We can put the title of the game, like loosely up here somewhere. And everything else behind it. Now, what I'm actually going to do is we're not going to build it in Godot. I'm going to build it all here because then I can see what I'm working with. I think it's going to be easier. So if we open some of these other things, like our blue brick, PNG. No, that's not the file I was after. Blue floor background. This. Why does it have a bright blue outline? I feel like that must be an Sprite setting. If I copy that and come over into here. Oh, hold on. Let me save this. Damn. I'm going to call it main menu. And then if we paste it into here, there it is. But we don't want it on this layer. So let's get a new layer. Call that layer background. And then paste this guy onto it. And then, oh, I wonder if we can do something clever and like press layer and tile it or something. Don't know. Let's just do it the way we know how. It might not be the quickest way in the software, but we'll get it done at least. The only thing is, I think in the game I've lowered the opacity of the color of the background, but we can export all this stuff if it's at different layers inside Sprite. Then we can export it differently anyway, right? So that's fine. I mean, what I mean is we can export each layer separately from the last. And also maybe it doesn't matter anyway if the main menu screen has a brighter background, and then when you start playing it, the background fades away and the lead elements come forward. That might be... We could pretend that was an artistic choice that we made. Whereas the truth is, most things in this game, most decisions have been sort of led by what I can do quickly and easily. Compromising, you know, that with what I actually want it to look like. So I'm sure that was a stupidly slow way of doing that, but we've done it, and now we can visualize a bit better. Yeah, you can imagine, can't you? The gameplay itself was very hard to look at with that. I mean, that background actually is hard to look at even still. It's hard to look at even now. Is that the color that is the brick? Oh, didn't mean to do it like that. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Like getting rid of a few. It's not that interesting, actually. Okay, so maybe we should animate him. He looks a bit stupid. Just like standing there doing nothing, completely still. Maybe we should animate the baby. Yeah, right? I think we should animate the baby. Animate the baby. So we can just duplicate those, I guess, along the cells of the animation. And now it's starting to seem like that would make more sense as that's like exported separately. Okay. Everything I'm doing with this game making project is like this, though. This is very typical, sort of like just learning by doing. Just isn't necessarily the quickest or best way of doing things, but it's kind of the funnest way, I think. yeah, might not learn as much as quickly as if I was like researching how things should be done and doing them, trying like tried and tested methods. Anyway, I'm waffling. I think we should animate him. So let's... Oh, do we want to separate them? Yeah, so thinking aloud again. I'm thinking if we have the eyes of the baby as a separate layer, then we can animate them separately and export them as like it's kind of complicated putting it all back together again in Godot, but I'm just thinking then we can animate things like the baby blinking separately from, say, like a different animated element that's on the title, But then you got to line up the eyes back onto the... I don't know. Let's try and get the baby blinking anyway. Yeah, so look, so unless we... So I can move it like that. Oh, I'm starting to understand now. You have to... When you pick something up, you've got to grab it by its edge to move it. Okay. Baby the Rock eyebrow raise. That's such a good idea. That could be quite funny, couldn't it? Okay. I was thinking that if I did this, it would... I want to make this one like a keyframe or something. I guess I just press duplicate. It's not the end of the world. So, an eyebrow raise would be hilarious as well. Let's just try and make the destination frame. Yeah, let's do that. So let's say that we don't want to make too much work for ourselves here. So let's make it a 4-frame thing where we have the first frame is not blinking, the fourth frame is fully blinked, and there's 2 in between. And then we can control that with code. We can actually build the blink in Godot so it happens at random times anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, in fact, we could do every animation like that and then still build them all in code while still having the whole thing be one flat image as well. But it does mean it's less efficient, isn't it? You're kind of like exporting the whole screen for every frame of the animation, even if only the eyes are moving. So much to think about. Okay, so let's duplicate these once more. And now, this is the one where we want the destination frame. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that one goes like that. Pretty good. It's a pretty good idea, that. And then we'll get rid of the existing. In fact, no, let me keep that there for reference. But we're going to move it up like. And then. It looks really good. Okay, so we'll keep that there. And then we could change the shape of the mouth as well. So he goes like, the mouth comes over to the side and looks a bit more like annoyed. Now, if you were doing that, I'm trying to decide which side should the mouth move over to the other side, but then the side that the eyebrow is down on, like this. I suppose, yeah, when humans do it, actually, that eyebrow is in a different shape, really, than that. It's maybe a bit out of character with the cutesy nature of the game. I'm wondering, actually, just on a creative, from a kind of, if you land on the main menu and the baby's looking at you like this, that isn't very congruous with the way the baby is in the game. Like when the baby in the game is like running around like with a cute little voice. I mean, admittedly, it's like using guns. But maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bit like the wrong thing for the baby to do. Just think when you blink, the eyelid comes all the way down. The bottom doesn't go up, even though that's what often happens in cartoons. Actually, and that's kind of what babies do as well. They scrunch their face up. I think a blink is just cuter. But the mouth should also move around. Yeah. So we do a couple of animations, I guess. One for the eye, one for the mouth. But as funny as this is, I think it's the wrong choice, I'm afraid. We'll leave that eyelid where it is. Well, basically what we want to do is now decide what do we want the eyes to look like when they're completely shut. So if I just do that and that as a placeholder, and then we'll get rid of everything else. I guess I want to leave the eyebrows on though. Yeah, because that actually helps denote where the eyes actually are. Actually looks quite good. So from what I recall, that pixel was the same, right? I think we can see that from here even. 1, 2, 3 goes across the top, and then 2, and then 2, and that, yeah, that all lines up. Great. I don't think a blink even, it might not even need any other frames. Just throwing that in, I think, is enough to sell the blink. So let's not work too hard. Let's call that good. So I'll copy that over to frame 2. So we have our blinking there. And then we do something with the blinking already will bring it to life. But maybe the mouth should just be constantly changing shape and like a baby, all that kind of stuff. We can play the blinking already, but 4 still is blinking. So if we make 4, what's happening? Oh, I pressed Control. Well, I would have thought Control C would have been copy. Did Control C like try to close something? Terrarians never blinked. Did they not? If I duplicate that, then yeah, that just does it. Yeah, that's fine. That works. And it will just do that every now and again. And then the mouth can also, it could just move from side to side. Because then I don't have to do anything, I just move it. I like the sound of that. So we have our blink. And then we have our mouth in We don't need this frame though for the blink. Yeah, we don't. We can just reorder them like that, and so let's kick the blink to the back of the queue. Do the mouth first. I think on the sprite sheet that's going to make more sense to me. But we are going to definitely want to export these different elements, these different layers. Just thinking about it. Anything else I want to animate on here? But maybe I don't need to animate anything else on it. Maybe I actually don't. Just thinking, whatever the thing that says the name of the game, I might want that to like shimmer a bit. So now I'm thinking, yeah, so we might as well just export them as separate things, because I can't have the shimmering going on unless I just have to make every cross set. No, that's dumb. So yeah, we're gonna do it in 2 halves. So we'll export this baby as its own sprite. Actually, maybe we'll do the logo as its own thing. Maybe that makes more sense, because I can do that as a separate square now. But actually, no, because then I can. Yeah, I'm gonna build the background. Okay, all right, I've decided how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 assets. I'm going to make this baby, and I'm going to make whatever the other thing is, the logo. But I'll make them in the same project now, because then I can see what they look like next to each other. But ultimately, they'll be exported separately. Okay, decisions have been made. Processes have been put in place. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna do this moving the mouth thing. So we've got 3 frames to play with. I want a few more. Oh, but I don't want to lose these. So if we duplicate. Yeah, I think 5 is enough. So there'll be 5 separate positions for the mouth. And then we can just duplicate you and you, and then duplicate that to 4, duplicate that to 5, and then 6 is the only blinking one. That's good. Now let's get our end position, the destination for the mouth, which is going to be the same spot but on the other side. And just to check, yeah, it is perfectly touching the middle. So what we want to do is move it to there. And then fill in the gap. Cool. So going from here to there. So in the middle, it's fairly obvious that we want to be in the middle, which is there. And then it's moved 4 spots, so we're going to be moving 2 pixels at a time. If we just want it to move like steadily across. So we take that and we put it there. Oops. Fill that in. So 1, 2, 3. And we just need to do 4. And 4 is going to be not there, because that's where it finishes, but 2 on from there, so there. I think that's probably enough to make the baby look alive. And the other thing is we can move the mouth around now in code. So it could actually, the mouth could move around randomly. Just in different, you know, like not necessarily always moving straight from left to right, but it could kind of just be sort of just wobbling randomly, and then the blinking. I think that's cool. I think that'll do. I mean, you know, if we were really good at animating and if we had more time and stuff, we would have it staggering around. Things for comedic effect, but I think we'll leave that. So, okay, so we've got some good stuff going there. It doesn't look great right now. I mean, we could do like a sort of, what's it called? So something just to demonstrate. But we can imagine what's going on. I think it's fine. So let's start making the title. What's the game called? I think like something with veggies in it makes sense. But maybe not, because maybe it has like connotations of food as well. Well, obviously it's food, but it has connotations of food too much. Maybe we call it just like Baby's Nightmare. Veggies invade. The thing I'm thinking about that might be misleading though is when now I'm thinking veggies might make people think of like vegetarians. You'd say like, oh, what's the veggie option? I don't know. So now I'm thinking it's not as clear. We'll just focus on the baby. I don't know. I should have thought of a name for the game by now. And then the buttons will all go there. And the buttons is a whole nother mission in Godot we need to sort out because our buttons look pretty basic at the moment. But I think there's a tutorial I want to watch tonight about how the themes and stuff work in Godot for making buttons that look prettier. So yeah, if we name the game, then I can make a logo for it. So maybe we'll do that at some point. But while we try and think of a name for the game, let's make this something I've been wanting to make anyway. Although we could just use our main thing. But let's get a new one going. And for this, we don't have to be limited to SNES colors, but I think I might be anyway. Just for fun. We can always change it later. But we're going to make like a DankNStein screen that just, you know, like when the game first launches, it's going to be like, DankNStein made this game. Brought to you by DankNStein. Part of the whatever. Hashtag devtober, my first game. Something like that. As a sort of landing screen, right? So. Could go absolutely back to our roots, which we haven't done in a while, and have a nice green background for this one. And then with the yellow that's... Yeah, I mean, this could look quite cool. The original DankNStein logo... The original one. As you know, not the original one. The original pixel art one that I did. Where is these things? Branding. Here we go. Yeah, this guy. I mean, obviously you can see it's right underneath me, but this background, this pixely, grainy background, we more recently traded in for this one with the black background and the white outline on the thing, which does look quite cool. But yeah, I think a nod to the original might be quite nice. So that green is one option. What was that? Or that? That's getting a bit bright, I think. I think that has to be the one. It isn't as nice as our original one, potentially. But maybe it's a bit more vibrant. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's even nicer. Who knows? Okay, so let me get this up on the other screen as reference. I think. What did I just do? Where is it? There we go. Make the baby with monsters' red glowing eyes behind him. That's not a bad idea. All the monsters in the game do have red eyes, I believe. Now, is there any way in here that I can see like a grid or something? View, grid. Grid settings. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, right, it's in there. It's in show. Pixel grid. No way. Okay, yeah, so as you zoom in, you see that one. Okay, but the 16 by 16 grid's pretty nice. It was 20. Yeah, that makes sense. There, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's the middle. That's the middle. Right there. I wonder if the background should be black, if that's just a bit of a better look. I don't know. Anyway, right, let's start. So we could just make it pixel for pixel in Sprite, but it makes me think I might as well just open it, paste it into here. Can I do that? So, hold on. In fact, the easier way of doing it is to just go into this folder here. I drag it. Can just drag it. Oh my god, that's great. So here it is, right, from the other file. Just copy that. Oh wait, but is this? Yeah, this isn't gonna work. We need to do something else. We need to not open this file. Okay, hold on. What I need to do is get Marmoset Hexels running again, which is the software I made that logo in. There it is. Oh, perfect. If you look here, I've actually got this file here, the solo logo file that I must have made. For the graphic underneath me in the streams. And if we export this, as a PNG, full size. Oh look, pixel scaling is down there. That's where it is, times 10. So if we bring this down to 1, the final image is tiny. And then we export that. In there, I guess it's probably fine. Logo, solo, small. Okay. And then we bring that into Ace Bright. Copy it and bang it into this project. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's awesome. So we can just put it, like plunk it down in the middle. Right, but it should be that side of the middle because the end doesn't touch, but that does, and that doesn't seem quite right. Yeah, that does seem more. Let's remove the grid now. Get rid of the selections and say, yeah, cool. We're going to get rid of the unting. Oh. And just have it say DankNStein Games. And I like the idea that we stick to the colors within each game. So we'll always use this kind of logo, right? But the gimmick maybe when I'm making games is that the colors can always be slightly different, fitting the actual color scheme of the game itself that it's in. So here we end up with a slightly brighter yellow here. Maybe we can go for the very brightest one, just to really make a point that this feels quite different. And then we take that guy for there. That guy for there. Doesn't it get quite green? And the dark bits can be green. Is that crazy looking? That doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. It's weird that am I just looking at the wrong colors? Should I be doing orange? Hold on. Just a slightly orangey one, because it gets into an interesting place there. Also, though, maybe we should just go totally wild with it, because it's like a kid's toy game, right? So maybe the background should be the blue that we use. Do we have the floor? What blue is that? Where did that color come from? Or is it up here? Yes, it's probably that one, isn't it? Yeah, okay, cool. So, like, what if the background was that? And then we had, like, a red text. We still need to think of a name for the actual game as well, by the way. And so if anyone in chat has any ideas, I am all ears. The red looks kinda banging. Did I forget to actually paint the main bit? Okay, so the red looks great for those. Why don't we try green on the big N? Maybe it should all be green. Let's try green. I bet there's ways of automating this as well with like layers or like hues or something. I don't know. I bet there is a way. But I'm fine just clicking things. I really like that. I think that looks pretty cool. The red looked good too, but this feels more DankNStein because of the green. Okay, we'll try a few more. Like the different blue, the greeny blue. Let's make it all really blue. Oh yeah, because these colours fade into each other way nicer actually. Ooh. I think this is gonna look actually amazing. That just it sits on top of the background color even nicer. Ooh. Yeah, that looks good. It looks like chilly, it looks like cold and crisp. And then we'd go from there to there. Sort of like fade from that into that. And that's how the game would launch. Maybe we should use this type of text for the title of the game. And maybe our background should just be this plain blue. On the menu as well. Not sure. Let's save this. Well, I call the other one. I just call it Main Menu Line. Yeah, DankNStein Games. Sweet. Poison green. Yeah, man. Pretty poisonous. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that here. So I think if we make the baby invisible here and just look at this background for a second, this actually should all go in one go, right? Like if we just it's all connected. Yeah, cool. Sweet. So the other kind of like thing that I was thinking we could put on the title screen, and maybe we should just leave the DankNStein Games little logo and lower it out. Like that's cool. But the name of the game could be written in the bricks. Make it available in the Play Store. Well, yeah, I guess it could be ported to mobile. I think it wouldn't be impossible. It's twin stick controls. It could be relatively easy. I don't know. Anyway. What are we going to call the game? Just one other quick thought here about the ears. That they might be grateful for like that. Or that. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, no, the first one was better. How would DankNStein look in the color of... Oh, wow, you got a very specific color. I'm trying to stick to this, like, color palette here. This is this, like, NES color palette. Can I just add one? Yeah. AABF 52. 52. Where did it go and why don't I have the colour there? Add background colour to the palette. Okay, just added it there, that's fine. Can I just move? Do I just get rid of these ones or? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's a triad colour to the blue background. Oh, nice. I see. Okay. Does look very soft. They do look like they match. I think I'm gonna keep the crazy cold garish thing. I think, rightly or wrongly. But yeah, I was thinking this. So this time around, this was the method I chose for my color palette. I just went NES. Because I thought big bright colors, like old school graphics, bloody blah. But I'm thinking my next game, I'm going to use only 4 colors. We're just going to have a 4 color palette, and that's going to be it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got lots of ideas about what the next game's going to be as well. And I'm actually probably more excited about that one. But I just want to get this one finished. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, maybe we could talk a little bit about what my ideas are for the next game after this. And I'm going to just keep the rhythm up. I think it's working well. So I've done this devtober thing for a month. I'm just going to make a game every month. Little projects like this, simple things, but it'll just help me learn. And maybe do that for a year or for 10 months or whatever. And then we'll have this little bundle of 1 game a month for a year. It could be a cool concept. I think it's a good concept. So, yeah. Right, so let's do this. So, I think that's fine. We'll just leave it at that. I was going to say maybe we should write, this game was created in 1 month for devtober. But I'm thinking, nah, screw it. That just looks nice. It's just plain and whew. Then we've got baby over here. Oh, yeah, of course. The background is on our stupid animation as well. So if I just, it doesn't affect our animations up there. Oh, the ears are only changed on 1 frame of the animation. Oh, god damn it. So, okay, so this is why we should have immediately turned the bits we were animating into separate layers. That is absolutely why we should have done that straight away. But I suppose you still got to go through and turn it. Yeah, interesting. I might have to start looking at some videos about workflow of this software and see if there's other things I'm missing. Because now I feel like I'm getting to a level where I need to know more than just the basic functions of the software, which is a good place to be getting to. But yeah, we need to remember, what did we do to the ears? We just added 2 pixels, so that's fine. I'll just do this manually. It's quicker than doing anything else. Nope. We've only got 6 frames to do it on anyway. I can't duplicate it because the whole thing's moving. Yeah, cool. Okay, it works. Looks decent. What about like the classic veggie troubles? Veggie troubles? Could be a thing. The asset that I'm thinking we can use, right, as an inspiration for how the title screen looks. Are these? Oh, in fact, I've got images of them in here. They're in the world. The 1, 2, and the 3. This is like the only part of the like world gen that is the same every single time. Is that you start on this big rug with 1, 2, and 3 around you like that, and then everything else is generated randomly around you. But this bit's the same. So I was thinking, yeah, these 1, 2, and 3 boxes, we could make the little versions of them and write the things, the name of the game. So if we were to do that, let's show the grid again. Like, I mean, how much space realistically would we want that to take up? Probably sort of like, okay, so he's got like, yeah, so I would say like all of that. So what is that? And we want to be careful here. We want to be drawing this on the background, not on the stupid baby layer that's animated. So that's the bit we're going to be drawing in, yeah? So you could go one more, and it could be like 2 layers basically. So you wouldn't have anything there. Just like it's an awkward little half. I guess it depends how many letters. We need to actually decide the name of the game still before I can do anything else. Lol. I think it was this color that I used for the blocks. But yeah, I'm thinking no more than that to put the title of the game in. Every time you kill an enemy, you get experience upgrading speed and attack speed. Yeah, well, that's, in a way, that's what the game is already. Like, you get money for all the kills, and then you buy your upgrades from the money you get from the kills. That's the main deal with the gameplay. Okay, so let's get rid of the grid now. Just look at the kind of feeling of that. Yeah, that feels good. And then, yeah, maybe we could write up there, couldn't we, or down here. That's where you could write, like, game was made for devtober, blah, blah. Okay. Still need to think of a name for it, though. We can save this, right? Yeah, it does look very cool. Maybe we should give all our games like a serial number. I probably won't make 1,000 games, right? So in my life, so 3 digits is probably enough. So I could write 001 under there. That might be cool. Kind of tempted to do that right now. Not the clearest thing, like what it actually means, but I kind of just like it as a concept. And then when the next game comes out, we'll say 002, right? We're going for it. Cool. Anything to put off thinking of what we're going to call the game? Could just call it baby game, but baby game seems a bit boring. I quite like the whole like baby's nightmare vibe. What about what he said earlier was like veggie invasion. Veggies invade. Could call it no meat, no meal. That's the thing. I do want to avoid it being associated with vegetarianism, because how do you think vegetarianism's cool? Obviously, the whole thing is just a joke. That like having a baby where the vegetables are trying to eat the baby instead of the other way around. So we could call it the vegetables eat you. Really does what it says on the tin. Okay, I've got the name. We should call it Food Fight. We should call it Food Fight. It's perfect. Little picture of a baby there. And it just says Food Fight. And then when you start, you got to fight the food. I think that's what we're going to call the game. So now we're going to... I'm actually just going to put the grid back on a second. And we can fit Food Fight into 2 lines. Yeah, and we can write... Okay, this is... I love it when a plan comes together. What I'm actually going to do... create a new layer. I just thought I don't necessarily even need the background in here. It was fine for like demonstration purposes of the animation, but really I should just be looking at each element separately and exporting them separately. Anyway, so here we'll call this guide title guide, whatever, either one would have been fine. And then in the background quickly, let's just get rid of that. Now the title guide, let's go. I'm going to draw that same rectangle out again. And then, yeah, each box can be a certain size. Let's say, yeah. Well, let's say they're the full box actually, because we should be able to spread them out a bit. So I leave like a gap of 2. It's quite hard to know what I'm doing, isn't it? I should probably just copy and paste those to get them all the same shape and size. And let's go with the one that's actually proper, the we know is proper. Yeah, because I thought I'd messed that up, and lo and behold, I had somehow. And then another 2 is the gap, another 2 is the gap. And so that would say fight, and we'd end up there. But we want that one like there, so grab everyone, move them along one. These 2 go along one. Can we do it again? That works out perfect. Yeah, it literally does work out perfectly. So that's good. Sorted. It just means when we zoom back out, like, our layout's looking pretty good now, because yeah, so we could even now, I suppose what we want to do is just grab one more of those and pop it up. So we can build this word out from the middle, because it's 4 letters, right? So it's symmetrical, so it needs its middle point to be right. And that's 4 pixels between, but only 3 between those 2. So this guy's 6 pixels, so it needs to go 1 that way. There doesn't need to be 1 more up. And then it's just easy. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think we'll move these up to give them more space underneath for the buttons and to keep the margin at the top the same. And again, if that's 4 pixels, then that's it. Easy. Nice. Nice. Looks good to me. Ugh. Classic, but yeah. We had one earlier as well. I don't know why that happens. Like, it's always when I do something a bit different. Like when we first started doing music streams, it used to happen all the time. And now I'm doing some pixel art, it's happening. It's like, yeah, I don't know, it must be different words, different keywords or something. Don't know. Sick. Okay, so now we just need to open for some inspiration. So we got box and box 2, but no box 3. I'm a bit confused. Oh, that's the weapon box. Yeah, I need to organize my stuff way better. I thought the game would be small, and then of course you still end up with loads of items. Here we go, number box. No. Oh, I guess it just was trying to be clever. Yeah, I guess it was trying to be clever because it just thought they might have been an animation. Right. So that's how we drew them. Color on the inside. Let's actually open them all. I didn't want them opened as an animation, but I do actually want to see them all. Skip. Oh look, there's the number boxes file that has all three of them in. Yeah, right. Okay, got there in the end. So I can check on them all there. But we're not going to make them look 3D. We're just going to we might make them look a bit 3D, but we're not going to do the perspective thing like we did with these. On reflection, that was a mistake with these as well. I think they should have just been square, and I just shade them to make them look like they're a bit. Yeah, because actually they don't look great in the world. We could maybe even change them before we release the game. Anyway. Right. I think a black background is probably wise, just to keep the consistency with everything else in the game. And then the next color in is the color. So in this case, it's that little customer there. And it's probably easier to draw rectangles. Definitely easier. So yeah, I guess we'll start with I guess we can change it around later. I'm just going to assume that if we just do a regular pattern like that, that actually will look the least regular, if that makes sense. So that guy. Yeah, because the way these are laid out with 4 at the top and there being 3 repeating, actually just going blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, is going to ensure that none touch them the same color again. But we might want to switch that around so it looks more random. I don't know. We can cross that bridge when we come to it. Just about let's get the concept down first, I think. They all look pretty disgusting right now because they've got that blue in the middle, but we're going to get rid of the blue in the middle any minute now. I might even thicken the boundaries, though, like borders a bit more still anyway. Oops. I'm pretty sure it was this colour, but I guess we can check. It's the yellow. It's the really light yellow, isn't it? I bet it's that one. Oh no, it's not. It's the slightly orange one. Yeah, because that does make them look like wood, the slight orange tinge versus the yellow. It's pretty good. I think it's strong. And by strong, I mean basic, but in keeping with the basic style that the game has had has so far. So we need an F in here. And this is where I think I want my pixel grid. Or else we want to make it just like a 4x4 grid or something like that. Yeah. Sweet. So I'm going to start with the F down here because this F, which I think is this color. Yep. It has the like, it's not in the middle of the grid, it's like on the grid. And I can copy it over there. So how big do we want it to be? I mean, should we just do the most basic thing we can possibly imagine to start with? And just color in whole boxes. And maybe this one on a half. Because then like that would, like, if it was an E, for example, then it could come down there as well. So you have the middle thickness. Yeah, you've got like 3 tubes of 4. Does look kind of mad though, that F, doesn't it? Looks a bit too long upstairs. So then we'd upstairs and the top bit. So if we do that, move it into the middle. Ugh. Kind of already want the grid off now that I know I'm just working in 4s. But no, it's useful to have on. So that means we should be able to draw the F just in its boxes up here. Probably fastest with a filled rectangle tool. You can just use the rectangle fill tool like it's a pixel anyway. Just makes it very superior to anything else. Right, and then yeah, this is going to be pretty easy now that we've got this format. The lettering isn't going to look that great though. It would have been, I think there's a certain font I can imagine that might look nicer. Looks more like that classic brick font, you know. But whatever. Let's just do this first and then we can always change the font later if we want to. Right, so the G is going to have to be using the same vibes as the D is up here. So we come along 2, down 2, top our 4 there. Doing this right? I think so. The G is kind of hard actually because I need to probably chop some of that top off. Welcome back, Rav. Yeah, all good. All is good. Let's go rid of that for now. Looks stupid, I think, if it goes below where it's supposed to be, so we need to tuck something in there, I think. An extra. And I guess this could be like that as well, couldn't it? Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably the hardest one. This one's be easy. Oh, I've not got rectangles. No, I can't spell. That's not where an I goes. Alright, I think I'm just going to be quickest at this, just doing pixels, to be honest. No, actually, on reflection, this thing is way quicker. I can't remember what green that is. That guy. There you go, there's an easy one. And I guess T is pretty easy too, right? And I guess so is H. Except I didn't put the middle in the middle. Otherwise, yeah. Okay. Looks very basic because we haven't done any shading yet. But otherwise, yeah, cool. So I'm thinking that we want a bit of a drop like on all of these guys. And then, because that's sticking out, that we want the same drop on this edge. Yeah. And then you want the darker version of the blue as well underneath that as well. Okay, now they're starting to look like they're a bit more alive. Now, is that better? Probably is, but then having them kind of like alternating, so you have that thing on that side and this thing on this side. And I'm not explaining myself very well at all. But if I just put the shadows the other way, what does that actually do? Don't think it looks as good. It's a cool effect, but it's not like, doesn't just add that traditional sense of like, oh, there's some depth there. Yeah, cool. kind of confusing sometimes what to do with letters that have more curves in them. I don't think I should put that there. Maybe I should put some there. Yeah. That feels good. Okay. And then the G. This is another place where we can help add to the shape of it. Feeling like a G. Put that there. So hard to imagine. Yeah, like that. There's that one, isn't it? Okay, cool. Onwards. Yeah, like that. But I'm just thinking about this, and actually it's kind of not right. Like, it should be... How should it be? The D should have like these on them. And then up here, oh yeah, what am I doing? Should be like that. But then I'll say that. Correct. Okay, next thing. This bit. Oh, I did that freehand. I thought I was using a line tool. I'm just too much for a boss. Put all those in straight away, actually. Sweet. Just like doing this in completely random order. Just every little bit. Try and break up the boredom of just doing all the borders first. This G is going to be annoying. I can feel it in my bones. Just got to imagine it's 1 over 1 to the side. So that would be there, right? And then up the edge. You'd be able to see all of that. And there, and there, and there. Oops. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's right. Just make my head hurt just looking at it. But yes, I think that's good. And then just the 2 O's to do. Should be able to copy this in the D quite nicely. Yeah. Oh, and still didn't do those. I think once it's all done, it should pop. The letters still look quite flat, but they won't for long. But that was our darkest red. So you need to go like to brown maybe or something. For these. That should actually be fine. Kind of makes them look quite beefy. Cool. H will be really easy. I know, I don't go. I don't go there. Yeah. Just the greens. Yeah. I think we've got room there to just go, yeah, next colour down. I'm just so used to grabbing the pencil, but this filled rectangle thing is definitely the one. What do you think? Food fight. Ladies and gentlemen, food fight. Don't know how big it's actually going to be on the screen. That does look about right, actually, for the width. Yeah. Okay. Still good to see it like that, isn't it, on the screen? At the right size. I think it's cool. Basic, but I'm down with that. I've missed out a couple of details, actually. There's things I haven't done yet. A lot of these don't have borders colour, yeah. Those there. Let's double check I'm definitely getting the right green there. Okay, last few strokes. This actually should make quite a big difference. I left it out on both, on 2 whole colours. It's a bit mad. Some of the shadows look a bit funky with each other. I wonder if it would just be better without any of the shadows on the colours themselves, or to instead put highlights on them. Let's have the shadow on the wooden bit and the highlights on the others. I don't want to lose this one though. Just put a spare down there for a second. Okay, cool. And then try something else. Just get rid of all the drop shadows. Yep, that means we can get rid of this nasty like brown on the red, which I think is good. And the green, I think it's this one. Yeah. There's still some of the like drop shadows missing, just the general ones. Like look, the O in both of them doesn't have it yet. I mean, this one does have a lot more like depth to it. It's undeniable, but let's try highlights instead. So I think it's this red, so we could put like pink along the top of it, and maybe just like. Not even across the whole thing, just a slight highlight like this. I think it looks pretty good. No idea how many pixels that is though, so we're gonna probably throw a grid on. There's 6, so there's 1, and then 1, 2, yeah, up to there. And now it goes all the way down to like there. It's going to be long drawing that out again and again and again. Ho hum. I think it looks good. So I made that one a bit smaller. Alright, I'm feeling these quite a lot more. So that's the reds all done. I've got these green, this is going to be a bright highlight. Don't know if they're going to be ready for this. It's very bright. Let's put the corners on things first anyway. Might mess around with a different green. Like, so we could go to this guy, who is equally as bright. But even the more pastely one, even if it's a lighter shade, is not as jarring. Still quite jarring compared to that pink. But then maybe we need to level the playing field. Let's make our highlights actually proper highlights. Cool. I'm just going to go with it because at the end of the day, like, how long have I been streaming for now? 2.5 hours. Probably can't do it much better than this. This'll do. For now. I like the idea of doing 4 colours for the next game. I think that's going to be a fun little limitation to set ourselves. So how far I got on the F, so I think that feels about right. I'm starting to think there are just a few situations here where these dudes should be falling short. Just by 2. They should be falling short. And that guy there needs 1 extra on him. Yeah, I think that's good. Just getting a bit more in your face. So we'll just get the blue ones done, which were there. So I'm guessing that one isn't going to be light enough, going by the theme we've now kind of set up. Make them all quite bright. Already done the F before. Oops, what did I just do? Swapped some colours around. Can't remember which blue it is. That one. I just realised I missed out. Quite a big sign there as well. I think it just ends there like that. For following our own rules, it ends like that. Just go for it. Screw it. so hard, the G. So know what I'm supposed to do. Treat the top like an O, I guess. Probably put something there. Yeah, all those letters are finished now, right? They definitely look better than those ones. Let's get rid of the grid. Neither of them look like professional or particularly good. Do the bright ones look better? Can't decide. Can't decide which one I actually prefer. Kind of actually prefer the one without highlights. Except now I'm just wondering, what if we like combine the two? But I'm not going to put highlights on everything. We're just going to literally do like a very little thing like that. Okay, but obviously not in blue. I went down 4 pixels. I'm just clocking like that I can look at the bottom, see the dimensions of what I've just drawn. So I have to count things. I can just look at the number down there. That's pretty cool. Ants, welcome back. Shout outs. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that one. The top one's a bit too rowdy looking, but like adding just the little corners onto the blocks. It's enough different colours, just a bit more interesting. Yeah. I wonder if we could just put a little corner on everything. Probably not. It's probably going to end up looking too much like that. Why don't we try it though? I think already I'm just not liking it. Yeah. Makes the letters less clear. Okay, so I've got to pick this up and put it back exactly over the top of where the old one was. So it's going to be difficult. So we should pick this up more precisely from its bottom corner. Away we go. Cool. Looks like a menu screen to me. We could make the words game over in these tiles as well. Let's do that now. So I'll save this and then save it as. Game over. And now I've got game over open. We can open main menu again. We've got them both open. Now Game over, we don't want the baby or anything. We just want to keep this. We want to delete basically the rest of the project. I should just call it title now. Same goes on the main menu screen. I think that's the middle there. 4 on that side, 4 on that side. Yeah, boom. Cool. I think I'll keep the whole layout and we'll put an exclamation mark in this one. I think that'd be quite nice. So I have 2 and then a gap, so it'll be like there. Okay, good. Make the menu with the title shaking like the Terraria one. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We could export each of the bricks as like different assets and have them like wiggling, right? All good ideas that could be done if if we had the time. I've got like 5-6 days to finish the whole game, so we'll see if wiggling titles gets in or not. Anyway, I'm glad we've already got a G. That makes for a nice and speedy start to the whole process. I think he goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool. Let's got ourselves the G. A, M, and E. None of those we have. We do have a before we delete our red O though. We should go put it down on here. I think it must be there. Yeah, 5 from there. Just gonna be the same as the G. O, V, E. We don't have an R. So all the rest are new letters. Okay, well, E's really easy. Start there. Oh man, it's so confusing now that I've got the drop shadows on. It's just confusing me no end. And because this isn't lined up to the grid, I think that's the problem. Actually, yeah, that is the problem. Yeah, okay. Yes, now it's easy to understand what's actually going on here. I was thinking, why is everything 3? I thought I was making blocks of 4. Actually, no, you are making blocks of 4, don't worry. Okay, that was supposed to be one of the easy ones. Goo oi. M is going to be long. I'm going to do the A. A can be quite similar to the thing, right? Let's just gut the middle of it. Get rid of that. Yeah, that looks good. Fine. Oh wait, no, I'm doing this in the wrong order. I'm guessing that's gonna ding dang do. I think we'll make the M a bit wider. So I think actually the easiest thing to do for this is going to be to start again. But what color is it? So I'm thinking with that center kind of piece, something there. Pretty horrendous looking M. These should be meeting more in the middle, and so should those. So they have to kind of kiss at that awkward. Unless we make it like not symmetrical, I suppose we could do it that way. That's fine. Just do it like that. None of those would show, and then it would be like that. And like that. These guys. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the diagonal. I think it definitely goes here and here and here and here. And I guess it goes up there. Game. Oi! Ah, look, this is nice. Just realised this. A little V here. Oh. Thought I was deleting. Excuse me. I'm going to block out that as like our target area to reach. But this time, instead of going from like here to that edge, I'm going to go from this edge up to there. So if we said like 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Although I'm making it too thick at the top. So we'll just undo all of that. And we'll put it in one across like that. So it's still kind of joining from there to there. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. But then coming out the bottom, just follow it from there, I guess, and see where it ends. Yeah. Because we don't want the bottom to be too thick either. That actually looks pretty perfect. Yeah, how we do the shadows, I'm not sure. Oops, I guess it's easy because they're actually sloped, so it should be quite clear. That should be like that. Maybe even like that, just to give it a real sense of depth, yeah. The shadows out here. I think that's all we'd see, right? Because this, oh no, that would see that and that and that and that. Funny look, but it's true. Game over. Actually, this is quite similar shape to an R. Quite happy about that. It's pretty much an R already. I want to copy the curves that we're using. I can't remember what it is myself. It's actually just confusing having anything there, so I'm just going to get rid of it all. Start from scratch. Yeah, that's right. And then just putting that there. It doesn't look right because it doesn't have the right shading on it, but that's what we did. Oh yeah, but look at where we've put the middle bit of the A. I maybe want the middle bit of the A to be higher, so it matches the rest of the font a bit more. I put it in the wrong place, so nope, no, I didn't know that it's the right place. Yeah. Actually, instead, because it's no crime, the way that A looks, the R should be based on the A. So you should grab this. Pop it over here. And then just turn this into a corner and it's done. Basically, nearly, not quite. But it's basically done at that point. I want to put that in there as well. Oh, it does look kind of confused with itself. Just looks fine, like much better like that. Still doesn't look great. I'm just sort of realizing something, that the way that actually should look should be like that, to be consistent with the top there. There we go. That does feel better, and then maybe we can get away with. I don't know if that's too much, because so. Yeah, but this isn't actually an edge. Okay, wait. What am I doing here? You know what we need to do? We need to see the shape properly first. Because it's this one that I'm cutting into the shape with. And maybe we want... think we've got it. Cool. And then just this stuff to add on. Wondering if this actually just needs to be moved forward one, so it's just less extreme. We had it like that a minute ago. I think that's it. Save. And that's fine for our game over screen, and we just have you just have a main menu or quit button underneath. Go back to the main menu. Everything looks kind of off-center to the right because we've put a shadow inside the confines and outside the confines of the thing that's inside that. Probably didn't make a lot of sense. I knew what I meant. And I think I am actually going to move like every letter up and to the right. We'll probably do this to the title screen as well, to be fair. So I wasn't moving it to the right, I was moving to the left, wasn't They now kind of look off center in the other direction, weirdly. Kind of like ruined any chance of them looking like they're in the middle somehow. I think it definitely looks better now though. Yeah, at a glance they look more centered. So we'll do these two. Now I think we'll probably call it a night for this stream. I've been going for quite a while, haven't I? Nearly 3 hours now. But we got the graphic of the baby, we got a game over and a title, and we named the game. And we got the DankNStein things. We did quite a lot of different things actually. We made quite a few strides. So it's been good. The fact they don't use a paint bucket for fill is like, I'm still getting used to that. The more I look at it, the more I think this like high-res version of the dude's actually kind of cool. It's very stylized, like, to fit the game. DankNStein games in icy blue. It's quite nice. I mean, all the blocks are all quite uniform as well. There's of course they could be jumbled up a bit. But yeah, let's call it a day for today's stream anyway. I think we made some good progress. So hope you've enjoyed seeing my kind of amateur process in action. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, blah 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 blah. And yeah, be excellent to each other and have a happy Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday and it's safe. Peace.